And to discuss more, we've got the Honorable Dr. Ravi Chaudhary, former Assistant Secretary of the Air Force and former Air Force pilot. He's currently the President and CEO of Falcon Innovation and Aerospace Defense and Strategy Firm. Honorable Ravi Chaudhary, thank you so much for joining us.
Rohit, it's an honor to be here on such an important couple of days in our nation.
We are almost in hours, within hours, the polls will finally close, and the nation, well, I say in a way, is going to election because Virginia, in some ways, serves as the bellwether for the mood of the nation in understanding what Americans in general are feeling. I just want to understand from your own background. We see you wearing the uniform. You are out there campaigning for the candidates in Virginia. Why is this election so important?
Rohit, thank you for that important question. It is an honor to be here today. You're right. It is going to be an important time for our nation. If I were to give it a bellwether right now, I would say that it is electrifying for candidates like Abigail Spanberger and Ghazala Hashmi, who are running to be the first female governor of Virginia, as well as the first Indian American to be lieutenant governor in Virginia. We are thrilled about this, and I want to tell you why it's important. Right now, and it's not too hard to see that we are in a bit of a dark time in our nation, particularly economically. Right now in Virginia, the interest rates have gone back up to 3%. So the growth has been interesting. We've seen an economic slowdown. Unemployment, we've lost about 10,000 jobs or more recorded by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and we're at up to from 2.6 to 3.7 unemployment. But most importantly, thousands and thousands of veterans and federal employees have been furloughed or fired. That's important, and why I'm kind of wearing the attire from the electrifying rally that I went to on Saturday with President Obama and Abigail Spanberger. A lot of those veterans have lost their voice in Virginia and in the nation. They need to be heard. As a veteran of two wars for our nation in the Air Force, it has been an honor to serve. But I'll tell you what. I serve the Constitution, not a single person. And so that's why I believe the veteran voice is important. And the exciting thing is there are thousands and thousands of South Asians and Indian Americans that are serving. I just got back from a Diwali function a couple weeks ago. By the way, happy Diwali to all. And we had a house full of 60 to 70 Indian Americans who have served or are serving the nation honorably. And let me tell you, economic times are not great right now. Businesses are closing across Virginia. We've lost our standing as the top place to do business in the nation. And that's why I'm hoping for change. And I know that two leaders of integrity and action, Ghazala Hashmi, as well as Abigail Spanberger and Jay Jones as the Attorney General, are the right choice for Virginia.
You talked very interestingly. You talked about that rally, and we spotted you at that rally, an electrifying rally. You were right behind President Obama, where he delivered that speech, and obviously it means a lot to see President Obama involved in this race. What are people telling you on the campaign trail? Because you've been traveling with candidate Abigail Spanberger. How is the momentum? Like, what are you feeling? What are you picking up from people? And in general, do you think that Democrats can have finally cracked the code? Because the narrative this year, well, last year, this time was that Democrats are out of touch. So what has changed in this 1 year?
Rohit, if you were in that room, you would feel the electricity, the excitement, and the sheer joy of this ticket. Abigail Spanberger has been a congressman and served as a law enforcement officer and public servant for decades. She brings integrity. She brings an analytical mind. She brings an action-oriented background to solve the problems our nation is facing right now. But most importantly, she's a person of character. She's a person who's taken that oath to our Constitution and the flag and knows what it represents. It's really surprising. and really exciting because just not far from there in Williamsburg, Virginia, and Yorktown were the locations where the American Revolution was born and ended. So it was incredible to be in this environment where everybody's getting excited, and we're seeing that across Virginia. I was just in Northern Virginia at a Diwali ceremony with Senator Hashmi, who brings her Muslim background to the diversity of our nation. You don't see that on the across the aisle. In fact, you may not even see the other side of the ticket at these ceremonies and functions. That's the coalition. That's the togetherness of America. And if I were to say anything, I would say that America is not defined by party. It's not defined by Washington. It's defined by neighbors and neighbors caring for each other. That's the point that I think Ghazala Hashmi, with her years and years of experience as an educator, someone who defends the healthcare of women, the livelihood of thousands and thousands of immigrant businesses who have come to this country looking for the American dream. That's what she focuses on and making things better for everyday Americans. That's why I believe tomorrow is going to be an outstanding day. We're going to have a great success, but it'll be the first step in a long road to restoring our democracy.
A lot of independents and a lot of people who are undecided voters watching this right now in Virginia, in DC, Maryland, Virginia, New Jersey, New York, everywhere. What would you tell them, to those people who are going on polls in all these states? Why should they vote for a Democratic candidate?
I would tell them that we hear you. We know that there's been a lot of discussion about Democrats and what the future holds. And to me, it goes back many years ago when the last time we had a difficult election in 2016, there was a man standing in front at the podium and telling us that, hey, we've got to get back to our roots. We've got to listen to the American people. That individual was Joe Biden, of course, and that's when I knew that individuals who want to get to work and serve is going to be important. We have leaders that are ready to do that, and now if you're looking for lower healthcare prices. Go to Abigail. If you're looking to making sure that your businesses are going to prosper, go to Ghazala Hashmi. If you're looking for an opportunity for a better education, go to Abigail Spanberger. Across the ticket, you're going to see a focus on your issues. We're not focused on distractions. And that's the one thing that our opponents have been focused on, undermining underrepresented communities. And also that includes immigrant communities. Just latest coming out of Doge, a statement that says, stop importing Indians. Those are distractions. Those are distractions for our community. Our community wants to understand how we can have a better life going forward. My father came to this country with little over $200 in his pocket. And some folks have come to this country with a lot less. 80% of it went to his education. Education is important. The rest went to the livelihood of our household. Now, when I was confirmed a few years ago, I had the chance to bring my father to the Pentagon for my swearing in ceremony. And when I looked across, he actually drove to Washington, D.C. for an opportunity to serve in the U.S. Department of Agriculture, to which he was successful and it worked out great. But he dropped us off at the Lincoln Memorial of all places. And when I brought him to the Pentagon for my swearing in, you can go up the steps, which look over all of D.C. And I said, hey, Dad, look what you did in one generation. That's where you dropped us off. And that's where you walked up to the Capitol and met a guy named Hubert Humphrey, who gave you a shot at the American dream. And my dad turned around and he had tears in his eyes. That's the gravity of what this means, what this moment means for our nation. And so I would encourage all voters to cast a ballot, vote your conscience. But if I were to make an ask, it would be to vote for Abigail Spanberger, Ghazala Hashmi, and Jay Jones, because they're the ones that are going to fight for you day in and day out.
All right, Honorable Ravi Chaudhary, thank you so much for speaking with us. Good luck with the campaign, and we hope to have you back soon after the results of the election.
It's an honor, Rohit, and I look forward to keeping in touch with you.
Thank you.